What's up, Chelsea fans? Welcome back to the London is Blue YouTube channel. We are, of course, back with another YouTube exclusive video, this time talking about Chelsea's incredibly impressive 5-0 win against Everton in the WSL. We're going to be covering everything from some young players making a mark in the WSL to a celebration gate, not exactly, kind of, done by Erin Cuthbert, and an overall impressive start to life under Sonia Bonpastor for the Blues. So let's get right into it. All right, as you will probably have known by now, since we're a day behind, Chelsea did go out on Sunday in the latest fixture of the weekend and beat Everton 5-0 at their place. So this is the first of two straight trips to Liverpool for Chelsea Football Club as they go over and play Liverpool on the 10th this weekend. But Chelsea did decimate Everton 5-0. There were some thoughts that this might be a tough game because Everton had kind of rebuilt their squad and everything, but a pretty clear and decisive victory for Sonia Bonpastor's team. Goals by Aggie Beever-Jones in the 14th minute, Erin Cuthbert in the 43rd minute, Guro Reiten for the third goal in the first half in the 45th plus 1 minute. Vika Kaptein in the 82nd minute and Ashley Lawrence in the 83rd minute, kind of goals in bunches there. It's a phenomenal result for Chelsea. We're just coming out of the international break, and the international break can kind of screw things up from time to time, but really, really impressive. It was marked, and we're going to lead off the show with a little bit of silliness. There was a goal celebration where it looked like at the time the Chelsea players, inclusive of Erin Cuthbert and Johanna Ritten-Gannerud, were doing the hand raise like Leah Williamson doing the offside call against Chelsea a couple of weeks ago, as if to potentially make fun of Leah Williamson. That's what everybody thought at the time, and apparently that was not the case. Debunked, I tell you, because Aggie Beever-Jones explained, and Erin Cuthbert then later corroborated with CCTV footage of all things, that they had an academy player training with them, and she did a save by just sticking her hand up and poking the ball over the net. Erin found that extremely funny, and she just wanted to kind of pay homage to that today. It was not a dig at Arsenal, despite everyone wanting it to be. So, I guess controversy done. But look, Chelsea rolled out this lineup right after the international break. Hannah Hampton in goal, per usual. What's become a pretty familiar thing with Niamh Charles out, which is Sandy Baltimore as our left back, Millie Bright and Kadisha Buchanan as center backs, and Ashley Lawrence playing right back. No Lucy Bronze in this one for Chelsea. Wasn't even on the bench today. So Ashley Lawrence getting a run out at right back, which has to feel good for her. Shuka Nuskin, Erin Cuthbert, and Micah Hamano kind of occupying the midfield. Guro Reiten and JRK as wingers. And then, of course, Aggie Beever-Jones up top in this one. Used subs of Natalie Bjorn going back to play against her former team. Ev Paraset coming in at right back. Vika Kaptein coming into the midfield. More on her later. Meili Sempam and Orion Jean Francois, who then gets a late assist in this one. And I should correct, Paraset goes in at left back in this one. So lots of interesting kind of permutations for Chelsea. Unused subs, Musovic, Myra Ramirez, Bartel, and Bernabe. And look, this is a dominating fixture for Chelsea. 26 shots to Everton's 6, 10 shots on target to Everton's 0. 68% possession on the road. That's much more like it for a Sonia Bonpastor team, just being honest. 622 passes, 87% accuracy, 5 fouls, 1 yellow card. I mean, this was a very, very clean performance for Chelsea, who just go out and do their business. And, I think, like I said earlier, there's this feeling that Everton kind of retooled and could be better this year. Chelsea did not feel that at all. We have 2 random stats, both from Harry Edwards, who reported both of these that I thought were both worthy of their own space. Chelsea have won their opening 5 WSL fixtures for the first time ever in a season. Think about the great Chelsea teams there have been. This is the first 5-win start to a season, which is remarkable. And then Vika Kaptein is the 10th Chelsea player to score a WSL goal as a teenager. She's the 8th youngest WSL scorer for the club overall. And you think about the young talent that's come through Chelsea, that does put her in a pretty distinguished class. So, look, there's a bunch to get through here, including some quotes from Sonia Bonpastor, some big moments, some milestones for our young players, and much, much more. Look, Bone Pastor after this one had some really good quotes, and I think that it's just indicative of the way that the team is playing, and really just signifies kind of where we're at this stage. She says a great results. It was a good performance, especially in the first half. We were able tonight to rotate the squad a little bit, which was significant. Obviously this team has a lot of matches coming up, so they're going to need to be fresh. It was an opportunity for me to show some trust to all of my squad. Some players had opportunities to show themselves, and they did that well. A lot of positives to take from this game. If you remember back to the start of the season, there was this theory that Sonia Bonpastor, based on previous experience, might not use the squad as much. Maybe she's going to find the established 11 and really run them as far as they will go. That's not been the case so far, and I think she has been really fair to a lot of players to give them playing time and see how they'll react. She said, we want to stay consistent in the game, and the best respect you can show to the opposing team is to play at a high level throughout. When you're winning 3-0, it's also an opportunity for the manager to rotate the squad a little bit, giving opportunity for some players to come in. Maybe in the second half, we were a little bit more transitional, i.e. not as much possession as I wanted us to be able to keep more of the ball, but we were able to score 2 more goals, and I think the team did really well. Look, she's 7 of 7 to start her Chelsea career, 2 in the Champions League, 5 in the league. She says, I'm enjoying this so much. I've already said it. For me, I'm so passionate about football. Football has been my life forever. I started to play football when I was 6, so having the opportunity to be Chelsea manager, winning games, that's the dream you have. I'm in a good place. I think we're doing a good job with the squad. I'm really enjoying working with these players. She also said that Vika Kaptein, very good player. I don't see her age. It's about her performing with the team. At the moment, she's doing really well. Even if she's young, she's really confident in the ball and she can make a good impact. She's able to possess the ball under pressure to make the team play and be able to score. From a young player, that's really high expectations, but she's performing in a big club with a lot of good players around her. On Aggie, she's a really talented player, a lot of quality. Sometimes she wants to start every single game, which is good because I like when players are competitive. Sometimes she needs to be patient, but she has a lot of quality. I think she needs to work on trusting herself because we talk to each other, and sometimes I am the one who gives her that trust, which is interesting. She has a lot of high quality and needs to trust herself to show all the qualities that she did tonight. That's a lot of quotes from Bone Pastor, but I think it does implicate where her head is at in this development process, that she has a lot of really young players in this team, some of whom are playing above the expectations for their age, which is phenomenal. And the team is winning and playing really well and starting to play a little bit more Bon Pastor ball than the more transitional Emma Hayes ball that we've seen in the past. And so with that, let's get on to the context of this game and a little bit more about the moments that made it happen. All right. So the context of this game is, for me, always coming back after an international break is hell. The team goes away, plays their international matchups, and sometimes you can get flat performances coming back. That was not the case here. Chelsea were immaculate. I thought, for a team that has kind of been wobbly at times under Bon Pastor, this was as dominant of a performance as we've seen. It was both halves for me. I think 3 in the first, 2 in the second from a goals perspective. But even, looking at chances Everton have to get back into the game, it's not really anything that you would have worried about. Chelsea were in cruise control, made a lot of subs. So I think it is probably the better performance of the Bon Pastor era so far. Another thing that's really impressive is Hannah Hampton. And I know that she's not maybe had like the fastest start to the year, but she has made 100 Barclays WSL appearances at 23 years old and 353 days. So she's almost 24. And she's made 100 WSL appearances, which our friend Jesse Parker Humphrey said it's incredibly impressive to do this before the 24. Lots to iron out in her game, but way ahead on development and only better things to come. And you think about the way that she played last year and the capability that she has with the ball at her feet. Obviously she's learning a new system. There are different expectations under Bon Pastor than there were under Hayes. But Hannah Hampton, huge milestone for her. That's a ton of matches for a player that young. She came to Chelsea as a third string goalkeeper and has quickly ascended to the number one spot. Ridiculously impressive. This game was just full of cool moments. I thought, first of all, the Buchanan cross to Aggie for the first goal is absurd. It's one of the better crosses you'll see from any center back. Buchanan put in a beautiful ball for Aggie Beaver Jones goal. Great header off the top. Wonderful, wonderful pass. Almost gets another goal later in the game off of a corner. Buchanan might be one of these players that hasn't always come good, but might be on her ascendancy up. Uh, Chelsea continue to look dangerous on set pieces. There were a few in this game where they looked absolutely lethal from an offensive perspective. So just something to watch there. Erin Cuthbert looks to be back. After a slow start to the season, we saw her pick up an injury in preseason. This is a player who we desperately need to be at her best, and she was the pressing menace that she always has been in this game. She actually gets her goal off of a really high press where she wins the ball basically in the Everton box and slots it in with her left foot, which is incredible. She scores a banger at the weekend or during the international break, I should say, for Scotland, which is just a sign that she's kind of getting back into her bag a little bit. So that's fantastic to see. Much more to come. I'm actually wearing my Cuthbert shirt right now because I adore her. I adore the way that she plays. Critical for this team. Aggie continues to look class. Not just the goal, the pressing, the movement, the running, the control on the ball. I know striker has not always been, leading the line has not always been her best position. Sometimes coming off the wing, she's looked a little bit better. I think she's growing into this role. And of course, it's easy in a game like this when you're winning comfortably and you're clearly the better team. I want to see her continue to develop in this way because Sam Kerr's coming back. Myra Ramirez is right there. I want to see her take the opportunities that she has before, I think the big dogs kind of get back into the lineup, and I think she'll do well. Sandy Baltimore, really impressive to me. She's playing this left wing back role. She rattles the crossbar on a crazy shot. But more important to me about Sandy Baltimore's play is her incredibly incisive passing. I'm just so impressed by her. And I think this is a player that is taking her chance. Neve Charles out, no clear left back in the team. I think Ashley Lawrence would have expected to play that role. Baltimore's been playing it really, really well. Ashley Lawrence getting a goal from an Oreo Jean-Francois incisive pass. Ashley Lawrence kind of on the periphery. It's a big moment for her. She looked very relieved to have scored that goal. And then Vika Kaptein. This is a player who, because of Cuthbert's injury, got forced in very, very early. Young player, 18 years old, gets her first goal. She said it was a really great performance from the team. We played really well. 5-0 shows a good connection. I really enjoyed it. I was happy to be in front of the goal when the ball came. It was kind of a difficult situation. The ball kind of bounced around, but it finds her, and she slots the goal in perfectly. She said, I was like, I need to shoot right now. Normally I pass the ball. I don't shoot often. So I thought I need to shoot. And the coaches have said that to me. I'm very happy. She says we need to keep going as a team. We don't say to ourselves that we're already there. It's just every game. And in every game, we try to be at 100%. We need a whole team of that. And now it's getting good, but we want more. So she's 19 now, but she said, when I play, I hope I can help the team. I'm 19, so it's good to be in an environment and learn from someone like Shuka Nuskin, who's not that much older than her, and Erin Cuthbert, the midfielders, and all the other players. Very humble BK Kaptein. But look, this was a phenomenal performance from Chelsea, and it's hard to pick any trending up or trending down, but I will pick a few just to kind of liven up the debate here. Aggie, another great performance. I'm very pleased for her. Erin Cuthbert, back at it. KB26, Kadisha Buchanan, is someone I'm watching now to see, is this a player who's going to really take this opportunity? She's played under Bonpesto before at Lyon. Is this her moment to really come good, to really make the sorts of decisions that are required? We've seen a little bit of shakiness there. I want to see her continue to grow, but she's fantastic. Guro, sneaky, always with the goal, and she looks like she's on top of the world right now from a performance level. Sandy Baltimore, excellent at this left wing back role, and I'm pumped for Ashlaw. Ashlaw's been kind of on the periphery a little bit. I think that she is a player who can really grow into this season, and maybe with Lucy Bronze, not a week in week out starter, can ascend a little bit. Not Hannah Hampton's best game, not JRK's best game, but still 5-0 win. You can't complain too much. Erin's my player of the match. I know a lot of people went with Aggie. I think the official player of the match went to Aggie. Some people went with Guro. Some people went in other places. Erin Cuthbert's my player of the match. Long may she reign. And look, the table reflects how good Chelsea have been. This is nuts. Chelsea have played one less game alongside Manchester United because of the fixture reschedule than Man City. Man City are first on 16 points with a 8-goal diff. Chelsea are second on 5 games played with a 17-goal diff. 15 points game in hand. Brighton and Hove Albion, a surprising third. Manchester United, a 4 on 11 points. So there's already starting to become a gap there. And then little old poor Arsenal with another draw against United in 5th place on 9 points. And they're already, 7 points behind City and, potentially 9 points behind Chelsea at this stage of the season. Feels like a lot. Not mathematically out, but feels like a lot. Liverpool in 6th, Tottenham in 7, Leicester in 8th, Palace in 9, Villa in 10th, West Ham in 11th, and Everton in 12th. Looking tough for Everton, looking tough for West Ham. Villa need to pick it up significantly. Surprising that Palace have accrued 4 points, to be completely candid. What's coming up next? Chelsea go back to Merseyside to play Liverpool on Sunday. This really it's the early game on Sunday. It's a really important early game too, because this is another moment to just continue to put pressure on the top of the table, continue to score goals. Liverpool are in okay form, 2 wins, 3 draws, and only 1 loss so far. So this is not going to be an easy game. We struggled against them last year, famously lost that game up at Liverpool last year. So something to keep in mind. I know Chelsea have been cruising, but I think this will actually be a much tougher test than what Everton gave us. After that, we go to the land of Erin Cuthbert in Scotland to play Celtic away. And this is going to be a big game for her. Obviously, a little bit of a homecoming. I bet the stadium is just erupting for her, and that'll be a lot of fun. Then we come back, and we got City at home. And this is the big one, right? If Chelsea are able to beat City and really get that goal diff up and have that victory, it's going to be a very, very good thing at this stage of the season. We then have Celtic back at the Bridge and United back at the Bridge as well. So lots going on for Chelsea. This has been an excellent watch so far. Please, if you haven't paid attention to this women's team, please, please, please go watch them. They are more than worthy of your TV viewing time. They are entertaining as hell. They have great chemistry on the field. They have characters off the field. They're a fantastic watch. Cannot endorse that enough. Until next time, Chelsea fans, you know what to do. Keep the blue flag flying high.